Fishing is probably one of the most popular recreational sports in the United States. Fishing is a good way to make memories. It's a great way to enjoy the outdoors. It's relaxing, and it's actually a cheap way to make a meal. My name is Ryan Rolling, and I have fished since I was about 4 years old. Just as soon as I could pick up a fishing pole, I started. And today I'm going to try to show one of the easiest and most effective ways to rig up a fishing line. Before you start fishing, the first thing you need to do is check with your state's conservation laws. Different states have different requirements for who needs a fishing permit. For example, in the state of Missouri, people under 16 years old and people over 60 do not have to have a license. There's also other things like handicap and things like that that come into play. So make sure to get on the internet and check with your local conservation department and see what your requirements would be. Moving on to the equipment here. The first thing you're going to need is your fishing line. You can go 6 or 8 pound test line is plenty for fishing in a farm pond of this size, which is a good way to get started. You have your cork or bobber here, floater, to show when you're getting a bite. Your small hook that you can put bait on. An alternative would be to use a small jig or artificial bait if you don't have any kind of live bait. And also a split shot weight to put on your line is also a good idea to keep the bait down in the water. Now I'm going to move on to actually showing how to tie the knot. What you do here is you take the end of your line, you're going to stick the line through the eye of the hook like so, where you have both ends of the line in this hand between 2 fingers. Works easiest for me, like so. You spin your hook or artificial bait 5 spins, and then the last loop before the eye of the hook, you take that line and stick it through that loop. Then the loop that you just made by doing that, you take the end of the line and you stick it back through that loop, coming back towards your 2 fingers, and grab it with those. You then just pull the knot tight, and it should slide right on down to the eye of your hook, like this. It's a good idea to take scissors or pliers and cut your excess line away. Next we'll move on to putting the bobber on. It's pretty simple. This is the simplest one to probably use. There are other types that you can buy at any sporting goods store, Walmart even. You just put this underneath that hook. The other end has the same thing, just spring loaded. You just push down on the top and hook it underneath like that. And now for your split shot weight. These are also available in any sporting goods store, Walmart. Basically, you just put that about halfway between your bobber and your hook, and you'll want to use a pair of pliers to mash that down on the line. Some people say that biting it is actually, it's not good for your teeth at all. So some people do it, but it's probably not a good idea. And that's about the easiest way to set up a hook and line for a first-time fisher. Like I said before, fishing is